Okay, so next question, find the current through the 4 ohm resistor. Okay, so since they have asked us to find the current to the 4 ohm resistor, do not apply source transformation to this resistor, which means protect this resistor, or isolate this resistor, and you can apply source transformation anywhere you want. Okay, but do not apply source transformation to this element, because you are trying to find the current through that same element. So don't make any change to that element. Okay. So now I want to tell you, before doing this problem, please pause the video and try to do this question by yourself. Okay, right? And then after that you can then you can resume the video and see if your answer is correct or not. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is basically, so if you are going to apply source transformation, you don't have much of a choice. The only way you can apply source transformation is only over here, right? You can apply source transformation to this network. This is a current source in parallel to a resistor. So a current source in parallel to a resistor is equivalent to a voltage source in series to the same resistor, which means, what is the name of the voltage source? Here V is equal to 5 into 2, which is equal to 10 volt, right? So 10 volts. So which means I can now change the circuit like this. You have a resistor and you have a voltage source. This resistor is the same 2 ohm and this voltage source is 10 volt. Okay, the rest are the same. There. The rest of the part of the circuit is the same, no touching. I'm not touching the remaining elements. There you have, this is 4 ohm and this is 6 volt. Okay, so now next what I'm going to do is, see, now you can see over here this 10 volt and this 6 volt are in series, right? So which means you can add or subtract. So which one is it? Is it 10 minus 6 or is it 10 plus 6? If you want to understand which one it is, just simply look at the direction of the current. You can see that if this 10 volt battery is generating current like this, right, in this direction, right, and if this current is flowing like this, then it is going into the positive terminal, which means this positive terminal is not generating current, it is opposing the current. So which means the total voltage source is 10 minus 6. So what is 10 minus 6? 4. So therefore your next diagram will be the same resistor, 2 ohm, and now this voltage source, these two voltages are now combined, and after combining they will become how much? 4 volt, right? It is 10 minus 6. The total voltage is 10 minus 6, so 4 volt. And this is a current source, 2 amperes, and this is a resistor, 4 ohm, right? Okay, now what is the next step? Obviously the next step is to convert this voltage source with a resistor with a current source with a parallel resistor, right? That is the only thing you can do over here, right? There's nothing else. So what is the value of the current? I is equal to V by R, which is equal to 2 amperes, right? So therefore this circuit can now be changed into a current source with a parallel resistor. A current source with a parallel resistor. Let me draw that current source. This is the current source in parallel with a resistor. Okay, and what is the value of this current source? 2 amperes. 2 amperes. And what was the resistor? 2 ohm. 2 ohm. Okay, the rest is the same. The rest part of the circuit is the same. Okay, what is the name of this current source? 2 ampere. This is also 2 ampere. There, 2 ampere, and this is 4 ohm. Okay. So now what is see, these two current sources are in parallel to each other, right? Exactly, these two current sources have the same junction points, which means these two are parallel to each other. So which means I can combine these two current sources, right? So if I combine these two current sources, what will I get? I'll get 4 amperes. There. 2 plus 2 is 4. So 4 amperes. And you can combine these two resistors, but don't combine these two resistors, because the question is find the current through the 4 ohm resistor. Like I told you before, don't touch this resistor. You can touch any elements, but do not touch this resistor. Do not apply any transformation to the resistor. So separate this resistor. Okay, so this is the only change you have to make. So the rest will be the same. 2 ohm, and this is that 4 ohm. There you go. Okay, there you have it. Now what I can do is I can now combine these two, right? Or I can apply source transformation to this network, right? So what will happen? A current source with a parallel resistor is equivalent to a voltage source with a series resistor. And what is the name of that voltage source? Voltage source, this is I into R. 4 ampere into 2 ohm is equal to 8 volt, which means this can now be redrawn as a resistor with a voltage source, and that and this also, sorry, this resistor is 2 ohm and this voltage source is 8 volt, and you have a resistor which is 4 ohm. There, more than enough. Now you have everything you need to find. What do you want to find? You want to find the current through the 4 ohm resistor, right? So simply find the current using Kirchhoff's voltage law. So let me see what is the current. Here you have I into 4 plus 2 is equal to 8, right? Or in other words, I is equal to 8 by 6, which is equal to 8 divided by 6 is equal to 4 by 3, which is 1.333 amperes. 1.333 amperes, which means current through the 4 ohm resistor, right? Current through the 4 ohm resistor is 1.333 amperes. Current through the 4 ohm resistor is equal to 1.333 amperes. Okay.